Do you feel inadequate, criticized, judged, and avoid social interactions? As a result, do you feel lonely? One reason could be an avoidant personality disorder, and this is what I will talk about in this video. I'm Professor Shania Rathod, a psychiatrist in the United Kingdom. I make educational videos on mental well-being and post weekly. Please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on the next one. Avoidant personality disorder is characterized by ongoing feelings of inadequacy, social awkwardness, and insecurity that starts in early adulthood and stays consistent over time. Imagine feeling intensely shy and hypersensitive to criticism in almost every situation to the point where it becomes part of who you are, regardless of the setting. This pattern is rigid and different from what typically occurs in your culture, leading to significant challenges in your work, social life, and personal relationships. People who have avoidant personality disorder often crave social connections but are held back by a powerful sense of personal inadequacy and a deep fear of being rejected. This fear can be so overwhelming that it prevents them from reaching out even when they desperately want to connect with others. Individuals with avoidant personality disorder have often suffered experiences that chip away at their self-esteem through moments of humiliation, rejection, or degradation. Imagine someone who time and again is ridiculed or ignored by peers. They start to internalize these experiences, seeing themselves as unlikable and fundamentally flawed. Over time, they come to view others as distant or likely to reject them. For instance, they might avoid social gatherings not because they are just anxious about being judged, like in social anxiety disorder, but because they genuinely believe they are not worth knowing and will inevitably be rejected. This sense of inadequacy becomes so overwhelming that they often choose isolation over the risk of facing more rejection. Now, while there is some overlap with social anxiety disorder, the key difference is that in avoidant personality disorder, the person's core belief is that they are inherently inadequate, whereas in social anxiety, the fear is more about specific situations. However, since sensitivity to rejection can be present in many conditions, it's crucial not to focus only on this aspect when understanding avoidant personality disorder. So here are 7 criteria for avoidant personality disorder. An individual must have at least 4 to meet the diagnostic threshold. Number 1, avoidance of occupational activities involving significant interpersonal contact due to fear of criticism, disapproval, or rejection. Now, this can present as an individual avoiding jobs or school activities that require a lot of interaction with others because of the fear of being criticized, disapproved of, or rejected. For example, someone with an avoidant personality disorder might skip out on group projects or pass up a promotion that involves managing a team, preferring to work alone where they feel safer. This fear can lead them to limit their education, perhaps avoiding college or choosing online courses to minimize social interaction. They often gravitate towards careers that allow them to work independently, avoiding jobs where they would be needed to engage with others regularly. The second sign of avoidant personality disorder is unwillingness to get involved with people unless certain of acceptance. Now, this often shows up as hesitancy to start social interactions or join groups. Imagine someone who rarely reaches out to others or joins social gatherings because they automatically assume others will be critical or disapproving. They might only engage with people if they are sure they will be accepted, leading to very shallow connections because they are constantly worried about being judged. This makes it hard for them to build deeper relationships as they are always on the guard, waiting for a sign that it's safe to connect. The third sign of avoidant personality disorder is showing restraint within intimate relationships due to fear of shame or ridicule. Now, this is rooted in the fear of being judged. People with avoidant personality disorder often believe that if others really got to know them, they would be disliked and rejected. A thought that feels deeply painful. As a result, they might keep themselves busy or avoid deep conversations, sometimes without even realizing it, even though they long for closeness and connection. This creates a painful cycle where they push away the very intimacy they crave, all because they are terrified of being hurt. The fourth sign of avoidant personality disorder is preoccupation with criticism or rejection in social situations. This sign reflects how sensitive people with avoidant personality disorder can be. Even a small joke or light teasing might feel like harsh ridicule to them. This sensitivity often leads to secretive behavior, which might seem irrational but offers them a sense of security even in their closest relationships. They might share some similarities with social anxiety, but their deep fear of rejection and criticism makes them constantly guarded, even around those they care about most. The fifth sign of avoidant personality disorder is inhibited in new interpersonal situations due to fear of inadequacy. Now, this goes beyond just being careful. It involves comparing oneself to others in ways that might not be fair or accurate. For instance, someone with avoidant personality disorder might believe that everyone they meet is smarter, more attractive, or more successful than they are. Because of this, they tend to hold back sharing personal details or participating fully in conversations, fearing that they won't measure up. This extreme caution means they miss out on opportunities to connect and be appreciated, as their own negative self-view and defensiveness keeps others from getting to know them well enough to form a genuine bond. The sixth sign of avoidant personality disorder is viewing self as inferior to others, socially inept, or personally unappealing. This highlights how negatively individuals with avoidant personality disorder see themselves as. For example, someone with this personality disorder might constantly feel that they are less competent or less attractive than those around them. This deep-seated insecurity leads them to expect that others will judge or evaluate them harshly. Unlike in depressive disorders or social anxiety, where negative self-perception can be influenced by mood, in avoidant personality disorder, these feelings of inadequacy and unlikability begin in early adulthood, are not tied to mood swings, and are all-encompassing. These negative self-views can lead them to make awkward comments or even sometimes exhibit physical signs of discomfort, which only heightens their anxiety and reinforces their sense of rejection. The seventh sign of avoidant personality disorder is unusually reluctant to take personal risks or to engage in any new activities because they may prove embarrassing. It reflects how deeply people with avoidant personality disorder fear potential embarrassment. For example, someone with an avoidant personality disorder might avoid starting conversation, sharing personal information, or drawing attention to themselves, as even everyday social interactions feel incredibly risky to them. They find it almost unbearable to open up, whether it's sharing their emotions or trying something new. If they have a thought or feeling, they are likely to wait until someone else expresses it first before they dare to agree, fearing that their own opinion or disclosure could lead to embarrassing humiliation or judgment. Remember, diagnosis of personality disorders requires evaluation of long-term patterns of functioning. One needs to be cautious not to jump to hasty conclusions. So if you believe that you are struggling with what I have just discussed, start journaling patterns. And if you believe that they are affecting your life, please seek help. Therapy has found to be useful, and some people also benefit from social skills training where one learns how to interact confidently. If you've enjoyed today's video, please subscribe to my channel. The more subscribers I have, the more YouTube gives me the ability to make more creative videos. Like it, share it, tell it. Tell it to all the people you know. Thank you for watching.